This is Navy Old Salt Gamer. Got my Deepminers started. I rewrote the program. I'll go over that in a second. I'm just now starting to get dirty ores. And the first time I do this, I have to do it manually. Then hopefully I did do this differently. So I have a good feeling that my program won't work. But hopefully the program will take over after it loads. Now I did a couple things different. I went with 2 miners and I did a stacker after it, and then I went with something I've never used before, and it's upside down unfortunately because that's the way it had to work. But it is a switcher. I don't know what the exact name of it is anymore. Let's see. Well, maybe I could just use a wrench and... yeah, digital flip-flop splitter. So what this does is you can set this, and I can't do it from there, so I got to come over here. It was a tough angle to set this. Oh, there. Oh, I think I had it. There was another dirty ore. Come on. There it is. Ratio 1:1. So what that means, for every one it switches over here, it's going to switch it over there. So it's going to feed, this is stacking to 50, so it's going to feed one 50 dirty ore stack here, and then it's going to switch it to feed it into this one. So I'm going to shut my program off for a moment. I want all these to load. Turn that off. And I did go all out with silos and sorters. I have a silo for every ore that the deep miners will put out. That way I don't have any overflow. I shouldn't. I think I got them all. I did 10. I think there's 10 ores. We'll find out. But again, labeled all the sorters the same way. And you know, gold sorter, gold silo. So that way it made it easier to figure out in the long run. But I gotta wait a couple minutes. I'm up to 22, so it does take a little bit of time to get the dirty ore. I am going to put, so far, even with all these running, I'll check it, I didn't check it after I turned the miners on. I put some ladders here, made it much easier. So I'm still at, I put some digital readouts here. The solar has given me 6 kilowatts, 6.2 kilowatts, and my battery's at 0.94 and rising. So they do rise during the day. I haven't run this overnight to see if I can fully recover. I may have to add more solar panels. We'll have to see. Run those for a full night and see if it comes all back to 1. It is going to make it today probably, but I just started this, the Deepminers, and it's only been running for a little bit. So I am going to put, somebody suggested, I can't remember his name, but on the Stationers Facebook page, putting some windmills up there. I was thinking of doing that, and he kind of convinced me that I should, because at least that way I'll get some charge overnight. And it's a good idea. 44. Okay, so what I'm going to have to do is let this go to 44. I got 42 over there. Chuck one in there, and then have it chuck one in here, and then turn my program on. Then I should be okay if my program doesn't flop on me. But basically, I think that's all that's new. It's a lot of work. Doesn't add up to a big video when you do a ton of work and then describe it. So just be patient with me for a second here. I just want to make sure this thing works. And I'm going to have to wait a little while. I could add another one of these. I just want to stop mining. I'm going bananas with mining. Doing the mining to build all these things. Lots of steel. Ugh. It just is nuts. And 15 steel per silo. Whew. That's a lot of steel. I'm hoping it's worth it in the long run here. I should be getting another order here pretty soon. There we go. So kicked it into this one. Now, I don't want to start this yet because it'll mess up my program. But it did put the dirty ore in there. So as soon as I get another stack and it goes in here, then I'm going to fire up my program. I only have it monitoring this centrifuge. I figure that's okay because this is the first one to get it, and that one is going to be the second one, and the fourth one are going to be the last one to get it. So if I do this one first and check regions and spit them out, it doesn't matter if the second and fourth one aren't totally full, or even the third one. Doesn't matter. It'll still clear it out, and we'll be good to go. Hopefully that made sense. But I only have it monitoring. I guess I could show you that while it's loading, if I can get out of here. Uh-oh, now I did it. There we go. Kind of easy to get stuck sometimes. I should pick this up in case a storm comes, but this is what I did with the program. I just loaded the aliases of the 4 centrifuges only because I wanted to turn them on and open them, and close them, I should say. Open them, close them, and then turn them back on during the dump, or open them during the dump. Otherwise, that's all I should need. I didn't even put the stacker in there. This is a simpler program than what I put the last time. So all it does is, at the start, it turns all those centrifuges on, which I don't want to do yet. That's why I want to let it run through the first one, and closes them. So I don't want to close them until they all have something. So the first time through I have to hold off on that. And then I go down to what I call region check. And again, I'm only checking centrifuge 1. So it's checking the regions. And if the regions are greater than 40, in other words, if it took the 50 dirty ores and turned them all into regions, then it's going to go to dump. Otherwise, it's just going to keep cycling through here until all the regions are complete. And I know it's going to be always 50 because it's stacking it to 50. So if it's greater than 49, it's going to be 50. So then it'll go down here to dump. And again, I'm only doing this check on centrifuge 1, but I'm going to do dump on all 4 of them. So I'm opening the centrifuge, which tells it to shut down. And then regions, let's see here. I may have to change something here. This is what I mean. I'm load R0 regions. Oh yeah, if it equals 0, then go to recycler. So when it reaches 0, that means all the ores have dumped, and then it can go. Excuse me. And then it can go to. When it equals 0, it can go to recycler. And what this does is basically resets the Centi 1 memory, so I can go back up here and start it over again. I may change this section. There's probably an easier way to do this, but we're going to leave it like that for now. I may not even have to do this anymore, Centi 1, because I'm not counting it. Matter of fact, I don't think I do. This is the fun part of programming. You have to go through this, especially when you change it. So I'm counting the regions. When they equal 0, I send it to recycler. I could probably just go to start here, because I don't need to reset it anymore because I'm not loading that value anymore. I can. So I'm just going to jump to start here. And I can clear this out. Wouldn't have mattered. It would have cleared the memory. It just is unnecessary code at this point. So now when the regions equal 0, it'll go to start. If it doesn't, it'll keep looping in dump. So when it goes back to start, it's going to turn everything on and close it. And it should, at that point, have more ore in it. That's another thing I'm going to have to check. With it open, it should dump more ore in. Okay, let me confirm that. And I gotta get rid of that. Update this. Export. I hate it when you accidentally hit import right after you change the code. Doesn't happen very often, but it does. It's really frustrating. Okay, so what am I up to here? 37, so I'm getting close. This one should have one now. Centrifuge 3 should have, yep, 50 dirty ore. Oh, that has 50 dirty ore. Am I done already? Huh. Does this one have it? I can't get in there. Oh, come on. Let's go around this way, baby. It does. So I can turn these all on now. Alright, so then I'll turn my program on, and theoretically it should take over. I'm not sure at this point if I'm going to be cramming up my chutes. I have to keep an eye on that. If this takes longer to do this, if it's quicker to mine 50 than it is to do the regions on 2, then I may have to redesign everything. I don't know what will happen if I cram the chutes up. But let's see if this changes anything. Okay, so that's operating now. No errors. Everything's going. So now it should be doing a region check. And if you see in here, there are no regions. So once this, it doesn't count dirty ores as regions, it counts the ores as regions. So now it's reading one region. But when this gets up to 50, if my program works, it'll shut that down, all of them down, and dump them. I may end up with some dirty ore over here. That's okay. If there's some malfunction with not waiting enough time, I may get a dirty ore or two kicked out of there. I don't care. We'll see what happens. I guess my only main concern is if I really cram these chutes. And I'd have to sit here and watch it. And I'm not going to do that here. I'm going to watch if it takes a longer, because this has to operate twice in the time this operates once, because it's splitting in 2. I think I'll be okay. In worst case scenario, if the centrifuges are faster, the whole thing, nope, it can't get less than 50 ores. It may run empty once or something. I don't know what will happen with my program if that happens. The only one that can't run empty is 1, because that's the only one I'm monitoring, so I should be fine, because like I said, that's the first one to get ore. I hope that's making sense. I know what I'm saying. I don't know if you can understand what I'm saying. Well, let's go. Nothing has changed in my starter base. Everything's the same there. I haven't changed anything here. I wonder what my power's looking like. 85. I wonder why it's only pulling from one. I guess that's just the natural way of how it works. They're both hooked up. It's only pulling from the one. Interesting. I'm at 85. I am starting to get a charge. 84.9. I'd like to see this start going up. Not quite. So it must be getting bright out there. This is a strange planet with this. I have sometimes where this will start. You see now that shows 0, but with the planet blocking the sun, sometimes you still get a little bit of incoming voltage when it's not light out. I've noticed that. I don't know if that's their error. But see, now it's at 0. So when the sun comes up just a little bit on the other side of the planet, you see every once in a while you just get random voltage. Like it's coming around the planet a little bit. I've noticed that a few times now. It is starting to get bright, but see, the planet is blocking the sun, but every once in a while you get a little bit of voltage coming from your solar panels. Of course, while I'm watching it, it won't happen. So I'm real curious to see if I can recoup my full charge here. I'm going to pick this up because if I get a windstorm, that's going to go flying, and I don't feel like building another one. Alright, so what are we at here now? Got 37 more. That's at 29, so it may have already kicked one in here. I wasn't paying that much attention. So I guess I'll pause this until that gets to close to having all the regions done, and we'll see what happens. I could get all sorts of errors down here. I have not tested it. If I have a shoot on wrong, you'll have ores popping out and you'll be like, oh, something's not right. I could have the data or the power not connected the way I wanted to. I think I got it all, but the first time you run through things, you got to debug. And I know when I did it the last time on Mars, I had ores popping out all over the place. I'm not sure exactly what I did, but it was interesting. Okay, so I'll pause this and come back when there's like 2 ores just to see how this works. Okay, I'm going to unpause it just for a second. I've still got quite a few ores to go here. But it did just get to be light. I got 27 more. I just want to see if I have enough power. I'm a little concerned that I'm not going to come back to full power. And that's 79, well 80. It is going up. The question will be, will it go up long enough to get me back to 100? So it's going up fairly well, but not too impressive. Alright, I just wanted to show you that. I'll pause it again until either the day ends or I get to where there's no regions left. Okay, so it's later in the day. It looks like I am going to have a little bit of a shortfall. The solar energy is starting to go down, and I'm only up to 90, so my next task is probably to add some wind turbines up there. I might make it to 90, but it's getting pretty close to the end of the day here. The solar panels are really starting to twist. Got a little bit of time yet, but I think I am going to be a little short. Meanwhile, this is getting pretty close up here. Let's see. We got 11 left. So now that I know I have probably a little bit of a power shortfall, I mean, it would be days before it would be a problem, I think. I'm going to pause this until I get down to 2 again, and we'll go from there. Okay, so now I'm down to 2. So what should happen, and I say should, when this gets down to 0, this should kick open and start spinning down and then kick out all the ores. And the same should happen to the rest of them if I have everything programmed correctly. Let's see what happens here. Perfect. Yep, it actually worked. It actually worked. There was something while this is spinning down, something else I thought of. There is a data chute, so maybe I'll put do an experiment with putting a data chute here, and if this gets occupied because this is backed up, then I'll have it shut down with using a program. I'll have it shut down the 2 Deepminers. I think I can do that. We'll see what happens. Okay, it's dumping all the ores. Let's see if I have anything flying out over here. So far, so good. I'm wondering if I get any dirty ores at the end here. We'll check that later. Now, once this gets to 0, it already did it. It already closed all of them, and they're all spinning back up. Okay, so that only got 2 dirty ores. So that tells me this is not keeping up. So I won't have to worry about overloading. I do have that after the stacker. So I didn't get a full batch. We'll have to keep an eye on that. I got 50 there. 50 there. Was I looking at it wrong? No, I only got 1 there. Do I have something hooked up wrong here? Why would I have gotten 1? It should be in stacks of 50. Maybe it wasn't done and it wouldn't take more. That's probably what it was. So that should fix. I did turn this one on after, so... Oh, now it says it's got 50. It didn't get fully dumped though, but that doesn't really matter either. As long as that doesn't become a long-term issue. I don't quite understand why it was telling me it only had 2 for a while there. I must have looked at it wrong or something. Interesting. But it does appear to be working. It reloaded. So that works. I'm kind of impressed because I did modify a lot on that program, and usually I'm not that good. Yeah, so I'm still in the 80s, so it's not earth-shattering, but tomorrow, let's see what's next on the list here. Well, I'll add the wind turbines up here. How many exactly? I'll put the big ones up there. Let this run. Make sure this keeps working smoothly. Okay, it says I have no iron. That doesn't make any sense. Oh, because it's stacking it. Contains 20 iron. It's not going to load it until I get 19 silver, 19 copper. So it's not going to inject it into the silo until I get 50 of them. That way I don't take up slots. So that is working correctly. Alright, so this appears to be looping the way it should. I don't know why I saw 2 up there. It does not appear to have dumped all the iron. I'll have to keep an eye on that and make sure that's not a problem. Maybe I'll have to put a delay in there. That one did. So did that one. Well, maybe not. I'm thinking maybe the chutes are so busy down here that it didn't kick it out. I wonder what I can do for that. I may have to put a delay in. I can do that with a programmer. Run a delay loop for long enough, but we'll see what happens if that builds up. It might be a problem. Okay, so goal for the next video, put the wind turbines up there, monitor this, make sure this, if somebody knows if this sorter works, if I turn the computer off, I would love to know. I guess I could try it, but if I turn this off and it doesn't sort, I'm going to be chasing ores galore at the end of this. So I'm always checking to turn that off, because I don't know if it will continue to work with the computer off. And you know, computers suck power, so you hate to leave things on. I have to think about what else I'm going to do tomorrow. Next steps. Maybe hook the ores up somehow to a furnace. I'm thinking I'm going to go crazy here. I may use save on fuel, because one of the problems with using Deepminers is they don't get you any volatiles, oxygens, any kinds of ices. They only get you ores. So if I want long term without issues, and this is why I think I'm going to go really big with my solar panels and my wind turbines, I'm definitely thinking of hooking arc welders up, or the arc furnaces up to these, and just having them turn on when it gets a lump of ore, and then have it drop the ore into my, I'll make not an ore, but an actual ingot pit down here. It's something to think about. I wonder how much power do arc welders use? Or arc furnaces. Arc furnaces. Let's do it the right way. Furnace. There they are. Isn't it saying here somewhere how much power they use? Thought it did. I thought they used to tell you how much. I don't see it in here anywhere. And I would love to trap these gases too. That would be nice too. Oh well. Doesn't say. Unless I'm missing it. Well, I don't want to sit here and piddle around too much. I'm real curious. I'd have a while to wait yet. Iron, 33 iron. I'm real curious if this is going to build up and become a problem. I may have to like I said, program a loop, or maybe add some swivels in the chutes to give it more time to unload. Is this one more than that one up there? 33. That one did fine. 27. I don't know. I'll have to keep an eye on that. Okay, so that'll be it for today. This is Navy Old Salt Gamer. If you like the videos, subscribe, hit the like button. I'd love to hear your inputs on the questions I ask, especially about this, because this has been an ongoing thing with me. I'm not sure what happens if I turn that off. And I'll try the data thing also. Alright, have a good day.